Welcome. In today's discussion, we're going to talk about mindfulness and coffee yoga. How is coffee yoga related to mindfulness? So, coffee yoga is based in mindfulness. It is absolutely a practice that is derived in the notion that mindfulness is a constant practice. So, how is coffee related to mindfulness? I'm going to show you a demonstration. Before I show you a demonstration, let's just talk about what it means to be present, because that term gets tossed around a lot. And in one of the other videos, I talked about why the breath is always in the present moment. When people say, come back to your breathing, your breath, the feeling of your breath going in and out of your body, you're never going to breathe and really think about, okay, the inhale feels like this, and then start thinking about your inhale from last Wednesday and be like, that one was way better. Remember that inhale? That doesn't happen. You just stay with the breath. The breath doesn't have this like comparative layer of previous breaths where you then judge yourself about your breath. This breath sucks. This breath is great. This breath is, last week I did a way better one. That one was shit. No. Breath is the present moment, and it's because it's happening right now. So being present is, one of my teachers, Michael Stone, who's now sadly passed away, said that enlightenment is being present, and that we have little spurts of enlightenment in any moment that we're present. So if we can be fully in the moment as it's happening right now, that is enlightenment. So being in the moment that's happening right now is really difficult because, first of all, we have brains. Very problematic. Thoughts. They're everywhere and they're usually not in the moment. And there's so many things happening in the moment. If you were to stop and use every sense you have to start, do I smell anything? Hear anything? Can I see anything? I mean, the moment is outrageously busy. So we need an anchor, but we do need to stay in the moment. And then we need to understand where to put our awareness. So that's what the practice is for. You don't even need to think about that, it'll help. So I'm going to give you an example of mindfulness with coffee using how I just defined presence, which is to remain focused and aware of what is happening in your moment-to-moment reality. You're not comparing it to your previous reality. You're not using it to plan a future reality. You're just watching your present moment. So I'm going to show you how hard mindfulness is. I want you to know that I've been practicing it for about 10 years now, maybe more. Quite a bit more. Older than I thought. Yeah. So a while. I've been doing meditation for quite some time. And you might think I'm good at it, and that people who practice meditation are good at it, and they look like garden Buddhas. But I'll give you an example of why nobody's good at meditation, and that meditation is just a practice. It's not a practice that reaches a finish line, and you're like, oh, crushed it, I'm enlightened. It doesn't happen like that. The practice doesn't go to a goal. It's just a practice. So if you think of it like that, there's no judgment needed because there's just another practice the next day. It just continues. So, staying in the present moment, coffee. I'm going to have one sip of coffee and focus on just the taste of the coffee going in my mouth, down my throat, and into my tummy. That's it. Just the sip of my coffee. Starting now. Okay. This is what happened during that one sip of coffee. This is my brain that's supposed to be going around the coffee. Coffee goes in my mouth. I feel the warmth of the coffee. I think about what a stupid example this is. I wonder if this is actually going to help anyone. I come back to the sensation of coffee, whoop, in my mind. I'm staying there. I swallow the coffee. It's warm as it goes down. I notice there's a little bit of steam coming out on the left. I follow the steam for a second. I come back. The coffee is still going down in my body. I'm still swallowing. Back in the center of my thoughts, the coffee. I'm thinking this needs to be done faster. Nobody is going to understand what I'm doing. I'm way over here. Now I'm worried. Why am I even doing this example? And then I'm over here. This coffee's so good. Who cares if people hate it? I love coffee. Right. Feeling of coffee. I've swallowed it. My cheeks are burning a little. I noticed that. A noise. Something's in my back alley. It's garbage day. Shit. And then I'm up here. And then the example's over. So I spent a little bit of time centered. You could say right here, centered on the coffee. Centered on where I'm supposed to be. Thinking about the coffee, just that one thing. And then I'm over here. It's garbage day. Look, steam. Everyone's gonna hate this. I'm an idiot. Oh yeah, coffee back here. So that's how our mind works. And I could judge myself and be like, wow, how do you even focus on anything? Like, how do you get through life? And I do have those thoughts. But I let those thoughts go because I've done enough meditation to know that it doesn't matter where my thoughts went. What matters is when I brought them back. So the reason why we use coffee in our meditation practice to add to the physical sensations we already have is because it is a mindfulness practice and it's strong. It's a strong anchor to come back to, especially if you love coffee like I do, and yoga. So good. So these are strong anchors to come back to, and we want the mind to trail away. We don't want to have such strong anchors that the mind is staying, like it stays because it can't leave. For example, if you're in like really bad pain, your mind isn't going to be like, is it garbage day? You want the mind to trail a bit so you have something to practice with. And then bringing it back to what's actually happening right now. Am I in downward dog? Am I having a sip of coffee? Doesn't matter what it is. It's about when the mind goes out here, you're coming back to center. And so that's how we're connecting coffee, yoga, and mindfulness.